Okay. Oh, do you have a camera in there too? Oh, there's just a delay on your computer. It's like you were just in the shot. What the hell? All you have to do is broaden your perspective here, and all of a sudden you're out there. Why does it have to be USB?
Because if it goes USB, then I could plug it directly into the boost and I don't have to mess with the cameras. I don't have to have two devices. I could run it with one device. Technically, I wouldn't even have to use the laptop because I could set the event to auto
So are we audio live, or are we also video live?
We believe that both are live.
Oh, hi everybody. We believe we might be live. Ben's in the office doing something. I'm not sure what. He's the technical whiz around here. IT guy, audio technician. What else? Studio owner, dog owner. Coffee maker collector, art director, creative art director, technical director, executive producer, director, writer, stagehand, gaffer, best boy. What does a best boy even do? Does anybody out there know what a best boy does? I don't even know if you guys are out there. I don't know. Key grip. What else is there? Assistant to Mr. Keithley? I've never had an assistant to Mr. Keithley before. Well, we're going to get Ben into cosmetology school so he can fill that hair and makeup thing. So once the cosmetology schools in the area reopen, we'll kick off a GoFundMe to put Ben through. If you guys are out there, I don't know what the heck Ben's doing back there, but I see it's like 10 a.m., so I'm already yammering on, so I might as well just keep going. I see that there's like 3 chat messages over there. I also don't have glasses on, they're too far away, so I can't really see them. But hi! So my name's Chris. This is Saturday morning. This is Common Bond. Holy smokes, Lane County gets to reopen. Take it slow out there, you know? We need to like rush out and start doing stuff. But keep an eye on, I guess, our Facebook page and our Instagrams and the Twits and whatever else Ben does. He's got some plans for maybe starting to have some classes in the studio next week. I think he may have reached out to some of you out there already about that. So hey, but we're also still, of course, going to be doing our stuff on Patreon. Patreon.com/commonbond. I don't know if we're at 114 anymore. That's our current count. 114 out of 150. And remember, at 200, we're going to get Ben to wear that peanut hair thing, the peanut butter hair. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
he
why I
agreed
need to
to
go
it.
to cosmetology school.
He agreed to it, so you know. What else is going on out there? I don't know about y'all, but allergies are kicking my butt this week. I was all fine and good until like yesterday when I decided it's a beautiful afternoon. Let's go on a bike ride by the river. About 5 minutes after I got home, of course, things got pretty miserable, but you know, that's me. So, I'm kind of planning on keeping it a little bit light today. That's not to say that we're not going to challenge ourselves a little bit, but we're not going to like try to do some like super crazy insane stuff or anything like that today. Also, remember, like, when the studio does start to open to the public, everybody in the studio, including the teacher, is going to be required to wear a mask. So my classes, when those start happening, are not going to be crazy intense vinyasa classes, because who wants to lose their breath while they're breathing through a mask? Even though I can't breathe through my nose right now at all. We are alive, yeah? Like,
yeah.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I did it.
That was a lot of stuff I just said.
did
I
it.
wanted to make sure that we're actually, like, doing the thing. Ooh, quintuple
I
view.
know.
All this stuff going on back behind the scenes. Y'all should be here. Really, y'all should be here. If you're a technical director, you should be here. Please. Anyway, hey, why don't we just go ahead and get started here this morning. As usual, I always recommend you have a couple of blocks, and I like to keep those blocks right up for what is going to be the front of the mat, or like one on each end of the mat, just, you know, in case you need one. It's easier, it's much better to be able to reach out and grab a block than to have that block way out of the way. So, you know, I like to have blocks and not need them, rather than not have blocks and want them. That was a lot of stuff I just said. I wanted to make sure that we're... I can hear myself in the back room. It's weird. Anyways, let's just find a comfortable seated position to start, and we'll just kind of start to come into our breath here just a little bit this morning. If you're like me and you can't really breathe through your nose this morning, all good. Breathe through your mouth. Air goes in and out there as well. Thankfully. So just sit up nice and tall, and as you come towards the seat, allow yourself those moments in time to move around a little bit. You know, just to like wave the upper body maybe a little bit from right to left and a little bit forward from and back, just to start to find a place where the upper body tends to rest on top of the lower body without really any effort at all. Let's just go ahead and roll the shoulders. We'll bring them up by the ears, and we'll just roll those shoulders back into the back body, and we'll just let them sink down towards our back pockets, right? And our chest lifts slightly as we do that, and we'll find this elongation in the abdomen area as we get there, right? So let's just kind of play with that and just kind of pull in the belly a little bit towards the spine, and then just up towards the heart, just to give us a little bit of lift here, right? And as we're doing that, we also want to think about engaging our root, you know, so mula bandha, or, you know, the pelvic floor, whichever you want to call it, just by engaging the muscles around the perineum there just a little bit, not so much that like our bum starts to raise us up off of whatever we're seated on, but enough so we feel a connection to the ground, right? So we have this lift here from the belly, and then with that engagement, we also have this downward push. Apana and Uddiyana. One of these days we'll get into like things like bandhas and koshas and all those fun things that we can really talk about in yoga. But for now, just find that elongation there. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears, and we're sitting up nice and tall here. Now we also have the crown of the head, so it's pulled slightly back, so we're over the tailbone with the crown of the head, and then just slightly tuck the chin. Not a deep tuck, not like the chin coming all the way down towards the chest, but just enough so we get a little bit of elongation on the back of the neck. So we've got a lift, a push down, and then an ever so slight tuck to the chin. Either close the eyes, or just allow your gaze to be really, really soft without really focusing on anything out in front of you. And for these next few moments here, let's just really start to pay attention to our breath. So just in this moment, just start to notice how the breath is moving in and out of the body. You know, no expectation, no judgment on how the breath is moving or anything like that. Just allow yourself this moment just to kind of check in with you, right? This is so we can kind of like start to step into the practice. So just first, the breath. Whether it's through the nose or whether it's through the mouth. Well, there's this pranayama practice that's steeped in Himalayan tradition that was given to us by Swami Rama, and he likes to call this the complete breath. So there's 4 parts to this complete breath, and the first is just that the breath is quiet. So as we're sitting here and starting to come into the breath, if you find that you're engaging the throat to have ujjayi or anything like that, just start to quiet the breath down. Now the rest of the complete breath, or the essential breath practice, is things that if you practice with me, you've heard many a time. So the second quality of the breath is that the breath is even, or it's balanced, right? So the inhales and the exhales are of about equal length. So if you find yourself breathing in for around a count of 4 or 5 or 6, try to exhale for that same count of 4 or 5 or 6, but don't get caught up in counting to make sure that the inhales and the exhales are perfect. They will fall into line naturally. Allow the breath to be quiet and even. So the third part is that the breath is smooth, or it's without interruption. So if along the way on the inhale you find that you're having little jumps or skips in the breath, or on the exhale there's a little hiccup, maybe we can find that part of the inhale or the exhale that's just a little bit richer than the other, and try to balance that out as well. So we can begin to cultivate this breath that's quiet, that's balanced, and it's uninterrupted. And then the fourth quality, that the breath is continuous. Sometimes we have a tendency to hold the breath in at the top of the inhale or to hold the breath out at the bottom of the exhale, and these are perfectly legitimate practices in breath retention. But for the essential breath, let's start to close those gaps. So we can allow the inhale to flow right into the exhale. And then that exhale can flow right back into the inhale, creating this circle of breath where the inhales and the exhales just become one. So allow yourself to find this moment where your breath is quiet, balanced, uninterrupted, and continuous. This is a great way to start any kind of practice, whether it be a asana practice or a meditation practice, because it really allows the mind to start to quiet down. And as we notice all these things, as we start to notice that the way that our breath is moving, we can really start to notice a lot about ourselves in this moment right now. And as we've sat here for a couple of moments, if you have had any thoughts of a intention that you would like to practice with today, just an idea that you'd like to keep in mind as we start to move together, let's just take that idea right now and just set that right there at the top of the nostrils, right in between the eyebrows. And this doesn't have to be anything lofty. It could just be a word or a phrase or just something that you want to keep at the forefront of your mind. And as we practice and as you inhale, we can almost envision those inhales grabbing onto a chunk of that intention and just filling up the entire body on the inhale. And then on the exhale, we can start to chip away at anything that's not serving us in this moment right here. Anything that is blocking that intention, anything that is blocking us from achieving what we want to, we can just chip away at that. And I don't know about you all, but sometimes that thing for me that's blocking what's best for me is humongous, and it would take 1,000,000 breaths to get rid of it all. But you know what? I can chip away at little itty bitty pieces of it here and there. And that's perfectly fine for me. So as we practice today, let's just keep that intention in mind. And let's keep that idea of that inhale, grabbing that intention and filling up our entire body. And then just letting pieces of that which does not serve us today float out on the exhale. So let's keep that engagement in the belly, where we're lifting the abdomen up and the chest lifts with that. And let's keep that engagement in the lower body to where we're pushing that part of our lower body down. But take the inhale, reach the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and then with the exhale, really let the whole chin come all the way down towards the chest. The whole chin. Like you could bring a part of your chin down towards your chest. You know, when there's nobody in the studio and you're just like pretty much talking to yourself, sometimes I hear what I say when I teach yoga. Sorry, guys. Just take that exhale and just let that chin drop. And just take a couple of breaths there, letting the chest lift on the inhale. Grabbing that intention, filling the body with it. And then on the exhale, as the chest drops, just let whatever we're chipping away at go. And then we'll start to get a little bit of movement here. So with an inhale, let's just start to bring that left ear over towards the left shoulder. And I'd like to spend a couple of breaths right here as well. So allow yourself really to like start to adjust the neck, pointing the chin and the nose up towards the corner of the room so we can find that place where the stretch along your right side of the neck is just absolutely perfect for you. Take a breath or two to find that. Play with dropping the chin down a little, just find that perfect stretch for you. And then once you find it, just close the eyes and allow yourself to take a few breaths and kind of keep that area in mind as you take that inhale, right? We'll take that intention from the center of the forehead and just kind of let it fill up the right side of the neck, maybe even letting it get a little bit warm. Maybe on the exhale, if we're holding any tension there, we can just chip away at that. Taking your time without rushing your breath, without rushing that essential breath. On an exhale, just let the chin come down towards the center of the chest. Complete that exhale. And then with the inhale, we can just start to bring the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Doing what we did just on the other side, starting to adjust, finding that stretch that's absolutely perfect for you, noting the differences between the right and the left side. Maybe one side's tighter. Maybe this side's looser. Tell you a lot about where you keep your computer monitor as to which side of your neck is a little bit tight. I think my work from home crew out there knows all about this. What up, Erica? Okay, when you're ready, let's just take that exhale. Go ahead and bring the chin right down towards the center of the chest. Let that exhale right there be full and complete. And you know what? If it feels good to keep the chin down and just take a couple of breaths and just start to find a little bit of a stretch on the back of the neck, just go ahead and let that happen. Take an exhale here. Take a nice big inhale. Grab that intention, fill the body. Find those places where there is tension. Exhale, maybe we can let some of that tension go. Inhale, let's just go ahead and bring the crown of the head back over the tailbone. Let the shoulders just start to drip away from the ears. Take an inhale, just start to reach the arms out to the sides. Bring them up overhead. On the exhale, just let those arms turn back around. Turn the palms out and let the arms come down. And I always like to keep my arms nice and straight. Not locking out the elbows, but really reaching as I take my inhales, reaching the arms up overhead. And if the chest comes forward as you do so, whatevs. Lift the chest, bring the gaze up. Don't look directly into the LEDs, Chris. You forget this every week. Exhale, turn the palms back out and just bring them back down towards the ground. And we'll just do that one more time. Take that inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Close your eyes before you peer directly into the LEDs this time. And then on the exhale, turn the palms back out and bring them all the way down towards the ground. Maybe get a little bit of movement in the shoulders. Get yourself a little shake out. Let's stretch those legs out. They've been crossed for, geez, who knows how long. I can really yammer on for a while. Take your inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Bend the knees a little and just reach forward and bring the hands down towards those feet. Just take a nice silky forward fold here. Lift the chest on the inhale, bring the gaze forward. The exhale, it's almost like you're rounding the back, like you're coming into a cow pose or a cat pose as the forehead comes towards those knees and the chin in towards the chest. We'll just do that a few times. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the gaze forward, keep those shoulders away from the ears. Mostly a reminder for myself on the exhale, round the back. Let's do that one more time again. Inhaling, lifting the chest, bringing the gaze forward. Exhale, rounding the back. And just let the fans fall. Let's just slowly come back up towards seated. And let's go ahead and move into a tabletop pose. So whichever way you want to get there is the best way for you to get there. Remember, whichever is the front of your mat, make sure you have some blocks handy in that direction. Or, you know, a water bottle, a book, a board game, whatever you got there at home. And then let's just first find the hands nice and wide on the mat. Maybe even spreading the fingers out. Letting the shoulders be right above the wrists and the palms of the hands pushing down into the ground, mostly on the thumb side. Keep that pinky side a little bit light. The legs about hips distance apart, knees underneath the hips as much as possible, tops of the feet pushed down into the mat. And then let's just start some movement here. Your breath, your inhale, bring that gaze forward as the shoulders drip away from the ears and the tailbone lifts. The exhale, push into the hands and the knees and the tops of the feet and round your back as you reach the spine up towards the ceiling for your cat pose. Keep going with the breath. Take the inhale coming through our tabletop pose, and let's find our cow belly again. And then the exhale, round the back as you push into the hands, finding your cat pose. Now, go ahead and continue that on your own for just a couple of moments. Inhaling and exhaling in and out of the nose, unless, of course, it is full of allergies like mine is. In which case, breathe out of your mouth. Whichever way, please do breathe. And then, of course, if along the way you find any personal movement that would feel good, like moving around in the shoulders and the hips, taking circles with the hips, or maybe even looking over the shoulders on the inhales, go ahead and allow yourself that time. Remember, this is your practice, right? Like, you can just put us on pause if you find something that feels good. You can just kind of hang out there for a minute. Okay, full disclosure, I think you can put us on pause. Let's just take a few more breaths here. And you know what, as we start to move, if that first quality of our essential breath, Ujjayi breath, it's your practice. I absolutely invite you to do that. But just keep breathing, keep moving. And then maybe take two more standard cat-cows. So take the inhale, really lift the chest, lift the tailbone up, bring the gaze forward. And then on the exhale, push into the hands as you round the back up towards the ceiling. We'll take the full exhale right there. Take the inhale, then we'll just come back and we'll find that neutral spine and kind of reset your tabletop pose. We'll be on the knees here for just another moment. If your knees are sensitive, maybe put a blanket underneath the knees or a pillow or something like that. And what I'd like you to do here on the inhales, we're going to reach the left arm out towards the side and then reach it all the way up, twisting the body open. Reach up, maybe looking up towards the fingertips as you do so. And then on the exhale, just sweep that left hand right back down towards the mat. Let your exhale right there be full and complete. And let's just do that on the inhale. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, or one arm, right arm. Reaching those right fingertips up, maybe even letting the gaze follow, and with the exhale, just let the palm come back down. Just keep doing that with your breath. Inhale, reach the palm out. Reach the hand out, reach then up towards the ceiling. Sleep it back down towards the ground. Just follow your breath here, in and out through the nose or mouth, whichever you can breathe through today. Next time we find that left hand out and up overhead, maybe we can just pause there. We can really push into the left hand and really try to open up the chest. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And let's thread this needle here, right? So what we'll do is we'll take the inhale. And on the exhale, sweep the left hand back down. Bring it behind the right arm. Walk the left fingertips over towards the right side. Set the shoulder down and maybe even bring the side of the head, the left side of the head, down towards the mat. Now, if that doesn't work, grab a block or a pillow or something and just bring the head down. Let the weight be on the shoulder. Maybe reach the right fingertips forward as you do this. And then reach back with the hips so the hips are coming back towards the heels. Let's take another breath. Full exhale. And with an inhale, we can bring the right hand back, right? We'll just kind of set it down. Let the palm be nice and flat. Take the exhale and then push into that right hand. On-thread the needle. Reach the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, bring that left hand back down towards the mat. Reset your tabletop pose. Let the exhale be full, and then on the inhale, we'll reach the right arm up. And just like we did on that other side, right? Kind of reach those fingertips up towards the ceiling. There we go. And we'll just take a few breaths right here. And then when you're ready, we can thread this needle by taking the exhale. Bringing the right arm now behind the left, creeping those right fingertips over towards the left side, bringing the right shoulder down towards the mat. The right side of the head can rest on the mat or a block, and then we can walk the left fingertips forward as we reach back towards the hips, the heels with the hips. Really allowing yourself to like steep in that breath. Steep the body in that intention. Take another inhale. Let the exhale be full. And the inhale, bring the left arm back. Spread those palms, push down through the palm. And then on the inhale, reach the right hand up. The exhale, bring the palm right back down towards the mat. And then just set your tabletop back up. And let's just take a cat-cow or two. Take the inhale, lift the chest. On the exhale, push the top of the back up towards the ceiling. Let your exhale right there be full and complete. Just take another one. Come back to your neutral spine, and then let's bring the feet or the knees closer together, and then just come back and set yourself down on the heels, and then sit up nice and tall here. Maybe rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and then back and just letting them drop. Take the exhale right here. And then when you're ready on an inhale, what I'd like you to do is come standing up on the knees as you reach the arms out to the side, up overhead. And then on the exhale, we can just sweep the hands back down as we start to bring the hips back towards the heels. Set the feet right back down on the mat. And then flowing with your breath, inhale, reach the arms up as you come to standing on the knees again. Exhale, come back to that seat.
Let's do that again. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Maybe as you even do this, you can find that little back bend at the top, and on the exhale, we can come back towards seated. So now let's try something. You can keep doing that exact same thing, but we can modify that now to get into our shoulders, or my shoulders a little bit more. Let's take the inhale, reach the arms up, come to standing on the knees, and then on the exhale, as you stay on the knees, bring the hands behind you. Let's just interlace the fingers, and then straighten the arms. Take an inhale, maybe the chest lifts, and then on the exhale, start to fold forward as you bring the hips back towards the heels and lift the arms, coming into this like bound child's pose. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing on the knees. You can keep the arms bound. If that's not comfortable for you, go ahead and unbind them. Exhale, let's just come back down. Hips towards the heels, forehead towards the mat. Lift the arms. Inhale. And then the exhale, let's go ahead and come back. It's modified child's. Inhale, let's go ahead and come back up to standing on the knees. Let the hands go. Go ahead and roll those shoulders up by the ears and let them sink down towards the back body. And then let's take the hands, they're at the end of the arms here, and let's just bring them to the back, fingers pointing down, almost like you're just sliding the tops of your hands into your back pockets. Lift the chest. Push the pelvis forward. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, maybe find a little back bend here as you bring the gaze up towards the ceiling. Just an easy camel. Of course, if you have a deeper camel in your practice and you'd like to go there, you could always start by bringing maybe the left hand down towards the left heel, then the right hand down towards the right heel. Push the pelvis forward as you lift the chest, and then just let the head go. Remember to close your eyes before staring directly into the LED lights. Now let's get out of here the same way we went in. So let's bring one hand back to the lower back and then the other. Slowly come all the way back up to standing on the knees. And on the exhale, let's just bring the hips back towards the heels. Go ahead and set the hips onto the heels. Bring the forehead down, and let's just find a child's pose here. And just allow ourselves a couple of breaths right here in our child's pose. And then bring the hands back towards the heels. And then just grab onto the heels. Take an exhale. And then on an inhale, start to bring the forehead towards the top of the knees. Or, you know, if they don't quite get to the top of the knees, you can always take a block or a blanket and bring the knees a little bit closer to you. But we kind of want to put the knees right there, the forehead right on the top of the knees. This is to counter pose for a camel. So we'll just take an exhale here, and then on an inhale, start to lift the bum as you hold on to the heels. Bring the crown of the head down towards the mat, and lift the bum up, rounding the back in your rabbit pose. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and bring those hips back towards the heels. And then come back to sitting on the heels, just coming back so the toes are untucked right now. Let's get a little stretch into the top of the feet. So settle into that seat. Move the heels out a little bit if that's more comfortable for you. And then with an inhale, let's just start to lift the knees up off of the mat, right? So we're stretching out the tops of the feet just by lifting the knees up off of the mat. And there's definitely space there, and if you don't want to hold that, you can always take a block and stick them right there underneath the knees. Or if you'd like to, you could kind of take this into a little bit more of a balance. Lean back as you lift the knees and just bring the hands up towards heart center or out towards the sides. whatever you would think would look best for your Instagram post. So weird. Ben's on the other side of these curtains. I see once in a while like a foot. Like, what the heck?
I'm also the Wizard of Oz.
He's also the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain. You know, I've been listening to all of the Wizard of Oz books
Nice.
on LibriVox. I'm on like book 7 or 8 now. 14 of them. They get dark, man. All right, enough yammering. On the exhale, let's just go ahead and bring the knees back down towards the mat. Now let's come forward a little bit so we can tuck the toes this time. Bring the feet, tuck the toes, and then bring the hips, those are hips, back onto the heels. Sit up tall here. Push the toes down into the ground. Get that little stretch on the back of the feet there. I like to call this screaming toe pose. Have you figured out why yet? No? Do you have a block? Try this. Take a block and then lift the knees up and then just set the tips of the knees down on that block. Sit up nice and tall. Let the shoulders drip away from the ears. And let's find out why we call this screaming toe pose. We only have 30 minutes of class left. You'll be fine. How long do I have to wait before they think I'm serious? I just ruined it. All right, fine. Let's take an inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Let's bring them up overhead. Take the exhale, bring the hands back down, lift the knees right up off of that block if you used them. Set the block off to the side. Set the knees back down, untuck the toes. Take the inhale, reach the arms out to the side. On the exhale, bring the arms down in front of you, finding your tabletop pose. Spread those fingers out nice and wide. Take an exhale right here. Tuck those toes again. Take the inhale, push into the hands. Now those toes are screaming. Lift the knees up off of the mat, and then on the exhale, start to straighten the legs, coming towards downward facing dog. Allow yourself to move around in this downward facing dog, or all of them. Just maybe walk the legs out ever so slightly, bending the knees, moving with the breath still though, right? So take the inhale, maybe bend the right knee straight, straighten the left. Exhale as you bend the left and straighten the right. And then we can come back and we can find our downward facing dog. Now what I'd like you to do is step the feet forward about 1 foot length and then out towards the edges of the mat, so you're in kind of like a short stubby dog here, right? Keep lifting up the hips. Let's take the right hand on an inhale over towards the outside of the left calf. Maybe you can reach all the way around and find the back of the calf. Take the inhale, start to bend the right elbow as you bring the gaze underneath the left armpit. Little down dog twisty thing here. Asana. Take an inhale here. Exhale, we can just go ahead and bring that right hand back down towards the mat. Let that exhale there be full and complete. Adjust as needed. Inhale, reach with the left hand over towards the right leg. Gaze comes under the right armpit as the left elbow bends. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and bring that hand back down. Let's step the feet back and find your downward facing dog. Exhale. Reaching the bum up towards the ceiling, the thighs through the wall behind you, and the heels down for the mat. Take your exhale. Then we'll take an inhale, come back down onto the knees, and stand up on those knees once again. This is not because I totally forgot to do a thing I wanted to do this morning. Maybe it is. Bring the hands onto the hips. Maybe have a block handy and take that block into the right hand. Let's take the inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On the exhale, let's bring the hands back down as we kick that right leg out down towards the side of the mat. Now we want those toes to face forward and the heel to be kind of lined up with the knee here. Take the inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, maybe we reach down, set that block on the ground as the left hand comes up overhead. And exhale, maybe we can dip over towards the right side just a little further. Just take a couple of breaths right here. After an exhale, with that engagement in the lower belly, take the inhale, let's bring the arms up overhead, switch that block over to the opposite hand, bring it down so the block is in the left hand, set that block right down on the ground. Reach up with the right fingertips, take your inhale here, exhale. Just hang out here for a couple of breaths, or if you'd like to, on the inhale, let's lift that right leg up off of the mat. Bringing the hand down toward the left hand down towards the mat if that's better for you. Flex the toes of the right up towards the knee. And just take this little like quarter moon. And if you want a little bit more extension, you could always bring the right hand arm over, bicep by the ear, and just let the body be nice and long on the right side. Balance and breathe. Inhale, lift that right leg up just a little bit higher. The exhale, let's go ahead and set it back down as you bring the right arm up and then the left. The exhale, we can bring those hands down, come back onto the knees. This time we'll take the block in the left hand if you want to use one. Stand up, inhale, exhale, kick that left leg out. Full exhale right here. Take the inhale and the exhale, let's bring that left hand down on the block. Maybe right behind the calf. Reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, if you'd like to, we could dip a little bit more to the left. Inhale when you're ready. Bring the arms up overhead as the body comes back up. Switch the block over to the right hand. And then on the exhale, bring the right hand down towards the mat. Left hand up overhead. We can just take a couple of breaths right here. You could stay right here. Or, if you'd rather bring the right hand all the way down towards the mat, go ahead. Push the outside of the left foot down towards the mat. Take your exhale. Hang out right here. Or again, if you want to take that a little bit further, lift that left leg. Or again. Weird. Let's take the inhale here, and if you'd like to, we could go and reach those left fingertips over towards the right side. And then as you begin, inhale, reach the left fingertips up. Exhale, let's just drop that left foot. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands back down. Let the arms get nice and long. Stand up on the knees. Take your inhale again, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Take the inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, push the pelvis forward. Stay right here, or come all the way down into a camel pose. We'll take a few breaths together. Coming out of that camel, one hand at a time. Come all the way back up. Come down into that tabletop pose. Tuck the toes. Take an inhale on your exhale. Find the downward facing dog that we got to several minutes ago before I was like, oops, I forgot a thing. Exhale. Bend the knees. Bring the gaze up by the hands. And then step forward. Taking as many steps as you need. Take an inhale, come up halfway, find like a half forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, reaching forward with the crown of the head, keeping that space between the shoulders and the ears. And then on an exhale, just go ahead and fold forward, bring a little bit of a bend into the knee, let the upper body relax. Maybe walk the legs out just a little bit. Let's take an inhale, come up halfway again. Exhale, fold, bring a little bit of a bend to the knees, and then pushing down through the feet, just let the arms hang as you come up towards standing. Take it slow, roll the shoulders up by the ears, and then let them sink right back down into the back body. Now we're gonna meet at the top of the mat. But have those blocks or whatever you're using as props handy towards the top of the mat. Notice I forgot. But I didn't forget to tell you, that's a banner moment. I always forget, Ben. Like, find that block that's behind you.
True.
So let's find mountain pose, Tadasana, home, 0, right? And what we really want to do is we want to have the feet here about hips distance apart. You can, of course, have the big toes touch, but what I like to do is have the feet about hips distance apart and then kick the heels out ever so slightly. You get that internal rotation with the thigh, and it helps you stand up taller. Roll the shoulders up, let them sink down into the back body, let them get all the hands get nice and long, and the palms can face forward. Let the fingers be nice and heavy. Spend a moment with the breath. Remember, we want the breath to be smooth, balanced, and continuous. Ideally quiet, but with these allergies, good luck. Full exhale right here, and then we'll just take a couple of like half sun salutations. So let's just do this with your breath. We'll take the inhale, we'll sweep the arms out nice and long, all the way up overhead. Ardha Hanumanasana, this is the sun salute. Exhale, fold forward, finding your Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Now you can always bring a block out in front of you and bring that floor a little bit closer. Pushing down through the feet, take the inhale halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, reach forward with the crown of that head. And then on the exhale, fold forward. And then with the engagement in the belly and in that root that we talked about earlier, take the inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, brings the arms up. And the exhale, we can sweep the hands back down, coming back to Tadasana, back to home, back to 0, back to that starting point. So let's do that again with your breath, right? Take the inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, we'll bring them up overhead. And then on the exhale, fold forward, finding your Uttanasana. Whether those hands go on blocks or whether they're all the way on the ground, don't matter. Inhale, we'll take that halfway lift to Ardha Uttanasana. And maybe here, if you want a little bit more, you can reach the arms straight out from the body, just like you're making airplane wings, and then you can make some airplane sounds. I mean, who cares? You're at home. Have fun with this. Even if you're here, have fun with this. On the exhale, fold forward, coming back to that Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up. Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, find your mountain pose. Now do that again, following your own breath. The inhale, sweep the arms up, finding Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, nice, slow, all the way down, full, silky exhale, emptying the body, emptying that which is not serving us. Inhale halfway up. As you do, grab that intention, let it fill that entire body. Hold that for a couple of breaths if you'd like to. Reach the arms straight out from the body, make some airplane sounds. Make some airplane sounds, Ben. Thank you. On the exhale, fold back forward, find that Uttanasana. Please, people, come back to the studio. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides. We'll bring them up overhead as the chest lifts. Maybe the palms come all the way together. On the exhale, we'll just bring the hands back down. We'll find that Tadasana. So, what we'll do here, from the front of the mat, set yourself up for that Tadasana. Even lift the legs up and push them back down into the mat. Find that connection with the ground. Let the arms get nice and long here. Take the inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides. We'll take them up overhead. On the exhale, fold forward, coming all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Then on the exhale, we'll fold to the Uttanasana, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot way back there to the back of the mat, and then let the right knee come down towards the mat, untuck the toes. Bring the hands onto those blocks, bring the blocks back towards the hips, and come up towards a low lunge. Now, if you'd rather do this with your arms up overhead, go for it. I like to use blocks here. I get a heck of a lot more out of this pose when I'm not worried about what my arms are doing. Sink that left hip towards the left heel. Lift the chest, maybe the gaze even comes slightly up. Take our inhale, and we'll move towards Ardha Hanumanasana, or a half split. Take the inhale from Anjaneyasana. Exhale, start to straighten the left leg, but leave the left sole of the foot connected to the ground as you fold forward. Find that stretch again along the front of the foot up into the ankle. Inhale, come forward, bend the knee, lift the chest, bring the gaze up, and with your exhale, let's just do that again. Bring the right hip towards the right heel as the left leg straightens. Keep the sole of the left foot on the ground. Bring the forehead down. Full exhale right here. Inhale, come back to Anjaneyasana. And then on the exhale, let's just come onto the back of that left heel as we straighten the left leg for Ardha Hanumanasana, half split, half Hanuman. Inhale, let's lift the chest. Let's bring that gaze forward. And then on the exhale, just let the forehead come down towards the chest, or not the chest, that's a knee. Man, you think I know anatomy, right? Knees on the leg, chest is not. Okay, got it. Just take a few breaths here as you flex the toes on the left foot up towards the left knee. Any discomfort in the hamstring, bend the knee a little bit. That's why I like to use blocks, because I can move things around as my body changes, because it changes every day. So does yours. Just breathe. Even, smooth, continuous inhales and exhales. Relatively quiet. Now let's take an inhale when you're ready. And just start to bend that left knee again, bringing the sole of the left foot onto the ground. Really push down through that left foot. Really find a lot of stability there. And here, let's take the inhale. We'll reach the hands up overhead. The exhale, we're going to bring the hands down, and the right hand's going to come right on the inside of that left foot. Then we're going to tuck the toes on the right foot, lift the right knee off the mat, take an exhale here. The inhale, reach the left hand out to the side and then up overhead. I realize I'm backwards, poor teacher form. Take that inhale as you twist open, reaching the left fingertips up towards the ceiling, taking a few breaths right here. Inhaling. The exhale, let's just go ahead and bring that left hand back down towards the mat. Find your blocks. And then bring the blocks so they're kind of on either side of that left foot. Jump that right foot in there just a little bit if you need to. And then with an inhale, just start to straighten that left leg. Come into this nice wide like pyramid pose here, right? But it's a real wide pyramid. So we're on like just the tiptoes of that back foot, and we're using the blocks to just kind of stabilize the upper body. We don't really need them, of course, because we're holding all this in our core, but heck, the blocks sure do help those wobbles, huh? Inhale. Reach the right heel down towards the mat as you fold forward. And just take a breath or two right here. Okay, so now here's the hard part, right? Start to soften the face. Bring your attention to the right corner of the mouth. Start to bring that towards the ear. Now bring the attention towards the left corner of the mouth. Let that come up towards the ear. Now just smile. This doesn't suck at all, does it? No, it doesn't. Exhale. Okay. When you're ready on an inhale, just start to bend that left knee a little bit, and then on an inhale, on that same inhale, step forward. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Find that forward fold. Take your exhale right there. Push into the hands. Take the inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides. Let's bring them up overhead. Keep that face relaxed with the ears, with the corners of the mouth coming towards the ears, and then just take the exhale, bring the hands back down towards the mat, or back down towards the side. We're standing up, right? Yes. Did I say stand?
Mm-hmm.
Are you standing up, Ben?
Sure.
All right, cool. Sure, he says. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Let's bring them up overhead. We're going to go to the other side. So on the exhale, fold forward. Halfway up on that inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Feel free to make airplane sounds if you'd like to. Ben made them. Exhale, come all the way down. Bend the knees. Step the left foot this time all the way to the back of the mat. Drop that left knee. Untuck those toes. Bring the blocks towards you. And then stand up nice and tall here as the shoulders sink away from the ears, revisiting Anjaneyasana just on this side. At least I think it's the other side. Good. Keep that engagement in the root. Keep that engagement in the belly. Think about that intention that we put right at the center of the forehead and take a nice big full inhale, filling the body up. And the exhale, start to straighten that right leg as we keep the sole of the right foot connected to the ground, moving towards Ardha Hanumanasana on this side. Inhaling when you're ready, letting the breath turn right back around. Find your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge, and then on the exhale, moving with the breath, just start to straighten out that right leg again as the left hip comes towards the left heel. Moving with the breath on the inhale again, go ahead and bend the knee, bring the gaze back up, and then this is on the exhale when we come onto the back of that heel, adjust the blocks. Find your half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. Hanumanasana? Half Hanuman. Flex the toes up towards the knees. Take the inhale, let the back get straight, and then on the exhale, fold forward. And just let the upper body go as the chin comes in towards the chest. In your time, we'll take the inhale. We'll start to bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot back down towards the mat as the right hip comes towards the right heel. Take the inhale, reach the arms up just for this breath. The exhale, let the hands come back down towards the mat. This time, left hand on the inside of the right foot. Tuck the toes on the left. Lift the left knee up off the mat. Take your exhale. Inhale, reach the right arm out and then up, coming into a twist here. Inhale. The exhale, we can bring those hands down. Let's find the blocks again, and we'll take that nice wide pyramid pose on here. So I always like to jump that back foot in just a little bit. And we'll take the inhale, start to straighten that front leg, which should be the right leg. Start with that flat-ish back. Reach forward with the crown of the head, and then on the exhale, just start to fold forward. You're ready, we can start to take an inhale. Begin to bend that front knee. Bring the gaze forward, and on that inhale, step forward. Maybe finding that flat back in Ardha Uttanasana, maybe an airplane sound. And then on the exhale, we can just fold back forward, finding Uttanasana. And then on the inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides as you come up towards standing, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And the exhale, just bring the hands down. Let the arms get nice and long. Find yourself one of your blocks. And here, standing at the front of the mat. What I'd like you to do is take a nice big step back with the right foot, or leg. Yeah, but bring the leg with the foot. And find a wide leg stance facing towards the side of your mat. Now, ideally with these wide leg stances, right, what you want to do is lift the arms straight up. And then think about if there's a string tied to the wrist, it should hit the ankle. That's not that bad. You don't have to be out that far. So let's start on my block's in my right hand, so let's start on the right side. Take an inhale, let the arms be straight out from the shoulders, then take that exhale. And then come on, lift up the front of the right foot, spin the whole heel down, and then set that foot back down. Inhale, the exhale, we can kind of start to bend towards a warrior two, but we're not going to warrior two. This is Ben's favorite pose, Ardha Chandrasana. I can't see him, but I've noticed he stopped practicing. Take an inhale here. The exhale, reach forward. Set that the block down on the right hand, and then with an inhale, lift the left leg up off of the mat, bringing the right arm up overhead. I'm just kidding, folks. I think he's still practicing. I just can't see him. I think he's levitating. Oh, no. That's been falling. We'll just take a couple more breaths right here. Just easy, smooth, continuous inhales and exhales. One more inhale. On an exhale, we can just start to bend that right knee. Bring the sole of the left foot back down towards the mat. Inhale, standing up nice and tall. Spin that whole right leg back in. Pass the block over to the left hand. Bring the arms back out, shoulder height. Exhale. Come onto the heel on the left. Spin the whole leg down. And then set the foot back down. Inhale, exhale, bend the knee. Take your breath here. Inhale, and the exhale, start to reach forward. Place the block down on the mat. And then on the inhale, start to straighten the left leg as you lift the right one right up off the mat. Reaching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Breathing. Inhale and exhale. Smooth, balanced, continuous. One more breath here. Ben, don't you wish you were still in screaming toe pose now?
Definitely.
Exhale, we could just start to bend the knee. Bring that right foot back down towards the mat. Come up nice and tall. Bring the feet out. Take your exhale. Inhale, just step forward to the front of the mat. Set that block down. Inhale when you're ready. We can sweep the arms out to the sides. We can bring them up overhead, and then on the exhale, fold forward. Halfway up on your inhale for your Ardha Hanumanasana. We'll take the exhale. We'll plant the hands. We'll bend the feet. Knees. Those are knees. Don't bend your feet. Ow. Step those feet back. Find your plank pose. Exhale. Chaturanga. Roll over the tops of the feet. Find a back bend. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And on the inhale, bend the knees. Bring the gaze up by the hands. Set the feet, the knees down. Untuck the toes. Bring the hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. And allow yourselves just some breath in that place right there. And then from that child's pose, in your time, You can come up and let's find that tabletop again. Bring the knees so they're wider. Push down through the tops of the feet, the knees and the hands. Take the inhale, lift the chest. Bring the gaze forward, finding your cow belly. When you're ready to take the exhale, just round the back up towards the ceiling, finding your cat back. And then on your own, 3 breaths. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, cat back. And after the 3rd exhale, take an inhale, come find your neutral spine. The exhale, just set the hips down over to the right or the left side. Kick the legs out in front of you. Take the inhale, reach the arms up overhead, and on the exhale, let's revisit that seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Before you settle in too much, take an inhale, lift the chest, bring the gaze forward, let the shoulders sink away from the ears, and then on the exhale, fold. Inhale, and on an exhale, just let the hands go. And on an inhale, just drag them along the mat as you come back up towards seated. Bend the knees, bring the hips towards the heels, and then on the exhale, let's just come to lying on the back. The back get nice and long, like pick the shoulders up and then roll them back down. And then walk the heels back. So they're a little bit closer to the hips than you would normally expect them to be. Like we're not going towards a bridge pose here. We'll do a reverse pigeon. So let's start by bringing the right knee up towards the chest. Let's interlace the fingers and just grab the top of the shin below the knee and just bring that right knee up into the chest, maybe out towards the armpit. Flex the toes on that knee, on that foot though, up towards the right knee. And then let's take the right ankle and we'll set it on the left thigh just underneath the left knee. And then just with maybe a little help from the hand, but mostly with the muscles of the leg, start to bring the right knee forward. It could be a lot, and it could be enough for you. If you want to go any further with this, though, what we can do is we can reach up in between the legs here. Right hand comes in between the legs, left hand comes around the left leg. Reach out, find the shin, and interlace the fingers. That'll lift the left foot up off the mat, so start to bring the left knee in towards the chest. You just continue to pull the right knee away and just allow yourselves a few breaths right here. Take an inhale. On an exhale, just go ahead and let that left foot come back down towards the mat. Bring the right knee up back into the chest. Give a little squeeze. And then on the exhale, just set the sole of that foot back down on the ground. Give yourself an exhale right there. And then we'll go over to the left. So on the left side, just bring the left knee in towards the chest and maybe out towards the armpit. Take a couple breaths right there. Flex the toes on the left foot. And then the left ankle is going to come onto the right thigh, just below that right knee. Adjust the body as you need. Note the differences on the right and the left. And then just with the muscles of the leg and maybe a little bit of help with the right and left hand on the thigh, bring that left knee forward and decide if that's enough. If you want, of course, you can now reach the left hand in between the legs, the right arm around the outside of the right leg, interlace the fingers as the right foot comes up off the mat, bring the right knee towards the chest as you keep flexing the toes on the left and pulling that left knee forward. Oh, and breathe too. There's so much to do when you practice asana. Couple more breaths right here together. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, you can just set that right foot back down. Bring the left knee up into the chest. Bring the right knee up into the chest. Interlace the fingers over the shins right underneath the knees and just kind of find yourself curled up almost into a little ball here. Build the lungs on an inhale. And the exhale, start to bring the forehead up towards the knees. Let your exhale right there be full and complete. And then with an inhale, go ahead and lower the back of the head back down towards the mat. And then the exhale, roll back up into that little ball. Exhaling as you do so. And if you get your forehead up towards the knees before you're done exhaling, keep exhaling until you're done. And then on the inhale, lower the head back down. And then curl up into that little ball, Vipassana, one more time. Inhale as you lower the head back down towards the mat. Exhale, straighten the legs down towards the bottom of the mat. And then just let the legs go. Just kind of let the legs flop open so the arches are reaching up towards the ceiling. Lift the hips up off the mat a little bit. Just lengthen the legs out. Just find the lower body in a really comfortable place. And lift the shoulders, lift the upper back off of the mat, set them back down nice and long. Let the arms come out by the sides, palms face up. Let the fingers just kind of curl into those palms. Release the shoulders, the arms, the upper back. Move the head around a little. Maybe lifting the head up off the mat and then setting it back down so you can find some more elongation in the neck. Find a place where you're comfortable, maybe even shaking the head a little bit from right to left. And then just find that place where the whole body feels comfortable and supported, held. Take a nice deep full breath. Let the exhale match it. Do that again, nice deep full breath. Feel the sensation of the belly lifting on the inhale, sinking on the exhale. Another inhale, just like that, nice deep full inhale. Exhale that matches, and after that exhale, let any control of your breath go. Try to return to this place of watching the body breathe for you. And the way that we can do that is just by bringing the attention and the focus to the navel rising and falling. Every inhale, the navel slightly rises. Every exhale, it slightly dips. And just here for the next couple of breaths, next couple of moments, just kind of focus on that. And then as you find yourself ready, and remember, you're at home. You can take all the time in the world that you want. But as you find yourself ready, maybe just begin with a couple of small movements. Maybe just twitches in the fingers, twitches in the toes. And then maybe those movements can start to get a little bit more exaggerated. And we can allow some of that movement to begin to come in towards, like the wrists and the ankles. And then the knees and the elbows. And then the shoulders and the hips. And then maybe even the neck does a little bit of a shake from right to left and you got your wiggle on. And then you can bring the neck back to neutral. And with an inhale, reach way up overhead. Find a nice long full body stretch. And then with the exhale, you can relax again. With an inhale, bring the knees up towards the chest. And on an exhale, roll over towards the right side. Levitation. Giving yourself a moment there. Take that inhale, of course, roll over towards the right side. And then when you're ready, allow yourself to just come up and find a comfortable seated position. You just bring the hands together, heart center. Shoulders drop, sit up nice and tall. And in this last moment here, just allow yourself just to have this gratitude for this time that you've given yourself today. You're able to step out of whatever you've got going on, whatever it is, wherever you are. And you gave yourself like 75 minutes just to yourself, nothing else. This is a special gift that you can give yourself, and it was an absolute pleasure to be here with you. Thank you all so much for coming. Hari Om Tat Sat.